Good day, my Matty Baboon. I hope that you are all doing well. We are back in our Factorio walkthrough, and today, let's see how to automate green science. Let me first start on next research. I'm going to research the turrets. That's going to be very useful for us. And before we start working toward the green science and finish our jumpstart base, we are also going to learn how to protect ourselves. As you can see on the map, we are generating quite a bit of pollution, and there is an alien base here, and who knows what's on the west. So that's a liability, and we need to prepare for the worst. So to protect ourselves, we'll have different ways. First of all, we'll want to have a submachine gun. We'll also want to have an armor, and to gather more intelligence, we will want to build some radars. So let's see the submachine gun first. It's going to be a major improvement over our handgun. You can see the submachine gun has a range of 18, whereas the handgun has only a range of 15. And obviously it also shoots faster. The handgun shot 4 bullets per second, whereas the submachine gun is going to shoot 10 bullets per second. So overall it's a net improvement over the handgun, so I'm going to throw the handgun. We are not going to use it anymore. And the light armor is going to add armor. Right? And let me explain the numbers. There are different kind of damage in Factorio, so you can see acid, explosion, fire, physical. And the first number is going to be flat protection. So for example, 3 physical means every time we receive physical damage, we will subtract 3 from the damage we receive. And the second number is simply a percentage of damage reduction that is applied after the flat damage reduction. The turret research is finished, so let's move to the next one. I'm going to choose weapon shooting speed. That way we are going to do even more damage per second. And so let's have a look at the radar, scan the nearby sectors and actively reveal an area. So you can see if I place a radar here, for example, it's going to eliminate the area around the radar so that we don't have fog of war anymore. In addition to that, it's going to scan around. So you can see on the right there is a sector scanning progress bar. And when this bar is full, it's going to reveal an area on the map. Alright, I built 3 of them, and the reason is that I want to place one around our miners. Around here. While we are here, let's also remove our bundle drills. We are not going to use them anymore, so we might as well remove them. Let's also remove the coal. And I'm going to place our last radar around the steam power plant. Something to be mindful about is that each radar is going to consume 300 kilowatts, and this is a lot of power early game. So please be careful when you install a lot of radars. You might want to expand your steam power plant if you do so. Let's place it here, and now all the area around our base is eliminated. And look, we have our first sector revealed. Very good. And now let's go back to our base, and before we automate green science, I want to automate first our turrets. So turrets needs iron, copper plates and iron gear, and they are the same characteristic of a submachine gun. They have a range of 18 and they also shoot at 10 bullets per second. In addition to turrets, I also want to automate ammunition. That way we never have to worry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place an assembly machine here for ammunition and another, not here, just one tile up for the turrets. I'm going to build 2 wooden blocks and place them between the assembly machines. And I'm going to place inserters to put the output of the assembly machines into the box. This one is for the ammunition. It only needs iron plates, so we just need this inserter here. And the turrets are going to be a little more complicated. We will need to find a way to bring the copper plates to the assembly machine. It's not too hard, but still something we need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place an underground belt for the iron gear and for the iron plate. That way. And this will let me place a separator on the copper plates. And I messed up. I should place the separator 1 tile up. So let's remove it and place it here. And now let's take the belt out to the assembler machine. Alright. Now I'm going to displace the underground belts just a little north, so that it looks cleaner. Great. Now we just have to add the inserters to take the input. A normal inserter for the iron plates and then the long range for the iron gear. While we are here, let's put some poles. And great, that works. I don't want to accumulate too much munitions and turrets, so I'm going to limit the amount they can put in the wooden box. I think that's going to be enough. And you can already see that we have an issue. We are far from producing enough iron gear, So I'm going to add one more assembly machine. And you know what? Let me show you a little trick. As you might have noticed, we only put iron gear on the right side of the lane at the moment. So to balance that, I want this assembler to put gears on the left lane of the belt. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a normal inserter, and then I'm going to place a belt this way. And this is a trick that you can often use if you want to balance your belts. Nice, you see it was deposited on the left side. So now we have doubled our production of gears, so that should be enough for the moment. We just need to add a last inserter for the turrets, and it should start to produce. Alright, we are going to let it run for a while, and let's start the green science. So green science is going to be a little more complicated to automate than the red science, but it's well worth it. As you can see on the research, it will unlock a lot of research for us, a lot of items, and there is only so much that we can research with only red science. Alright, so to automate green science, what we need is to produce transport belt and inserters. We already have everything we need for a transport belt, because it only requires iron plates and iron gear, but inserters is a little more complicated to produce. As you can see here, it also needs iron plates and iron gear, but it also needs electronic circuit. So before we even start thinking about automating green science, we need to first automate electronic circuit. What do they need? They need iron plates and they need copper cable. Copper cable itself is fairly easy to produce, they just need copper plates. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to place an assembly machine here to produce copper cable. And then I'm going to put another assembly machine to produce electric circuits here. And because we only need copper cable at the moment to build electronic circuits, I'm going to direct feed the copper cable into the circuits. Let's also put an inserter to take the copper plates. Now you might wonder why I didn't align the two assembly machines. And the reason is very simple. If we look at this assembly machine, it's going to produce 120 copper cable per minute. However, the other assembly machine that is building circuits will require 180 copper cable per minute. What that means is that we are not going to produce enough copper cable with one assembly machine, so I'm going to place another just next to the first one. And I'm also going to direct feed this one into the circuit machine. So now we're going to produce 240 copper cable per minute, and that's going to be enough. If you want to balance things out, a better ratio is 3 copper cable assembly machines to 2 circuits. However, for our jumpstart base, having just one assembly machine for circuits is going to be enough. So I'm not going to bother building 2. Good, it's feeding into the assembly machine, and circuits also require iron plates, so let's extend our belt and put a long range inserter, and now it should start to produce circuits. Great. The only thing that's going to require a circuit for our jumpstart base is going to be inserters, so I'm going to directly place the assembly machine for the inserters here, and let's direct feed circuits into the assembly machine for inserters. Where I placed it is going to be too far from the belt, so let's place it here, and that's going to be better. We also need plates and iron gear, so we need to extend the belts. And place inserters. Let's place inserters for the output. I'm going to output on the lane here. And on the other side, it's going to be the transport belt assembly machine. One long range inserter for the iron gear and one inserter for the plates. And it's starting to produce inserters. To automate belts, that's going to be much easier. We just need to put 2 inserters here and we are going to be good. Let's power it and let's see if everything is working. Good. So you see inserters are deposited on the top and the belt are going to be deposited on the bottom. And now we just need to add assembly machines to produce green science. I'm going to place them next to the labs and let's see. I don't have a lot of them, let's build more. So the inserters and the belts are going to come this way. And let's put the assembly machine there. I will need 3 of them. We select the recipe, and then we just have to place the inserters. Let's pour it, and that's it. We are now producing green science. The last thing we have to do is we need to bring this green science to the labs. So let's place inserters that way. And let's put them on the belt. And now what I want to do is I want to put it on the same belt as the red science. And that's it, that should be working. Yeah, we now have red science and green science automatically brought to the labs. And the other good thing is that we have now automated two very important items, the inserters and the belt, and we will need a lot of them. So what I'm going to do, let me show you something. If you click on the splitter, you can filter what's coming out of the splitter. So you can click the checkbox output priority and you can choose what the only thing that's going to go on the left or on the right. So here let's choose only inserters on the left. And so we will have inserter on the left and belt on the right. And now what we can do is just place some wooden box so that we can make a stock of inserters and a stock of belts. Let's pour the inserters, and here we have inserters and belts. And with that, my friends, the jumpstart base is finished. In the next episode, what we're going to do is we are going to start our real base. That's going to be a much cleaner and much scalable base. But before the end of this episode, I want to clear the alien base that is at the northeast of our base. So let's take a few turrets, and let's also take some munitions, and let's go. So you can see when you place a turret on the ground, you can see the range at which it can shoot at. And if you place some munition into it, it's going to automatically shoot at things when it comes into the range. Alright, let's go to the base. So usually I just use my weapon to clear alien bases. But just to show you, one common tactic is to use turrets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a base here. It's going to directly aggro aliens, and let's place some munitions, and it's starting to shoot. To shoot your weapon, you just need to press space, and to destroy the two spawners on the right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place another turret, let's put some munitions into it, and then let's shoot on the spawners. Each of them are going to spawn aliens, and as time goes into the game, we will encounter harder and harder aliens to kill. Alright, that's it, we have killed our first base. Let's take back the turrets. And with that, my baboon friends, it's going to be the end of this episode. If you're not sure how to design a jumpstart base, or if you think it's too difficult, I'm going to copy my design, and you will be able to find it in the link in the description below. As I said earlier, in our next episode we are going to start on real base, and we are going to talk about how to design a base. I hope you liked the video. If you did like it, don't forget to subscribe and add a like, and see ya!